Wow, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Duke Blade YouTube channel, and it has again been a minute. I'm so bad at making videos nowadays, guys. I apologize. Apologies for the throat today. I am deathly ill. Well, not sick enough to not be able to ride my beautiful orange motorbike with these gigantic chicken McNugget strips that I have here on the back, which basically actually every single Spaniard who rides a motorcycle, whenever they pull up to my bike, if it's parked or whatever, they're not really afraid here in Spain of telling you how things are. And they'll come up to you and they'll just basically just be standing there pointing at that, looking at me like, shame, 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 shame. Basically, that's me right now. Bike's cooling down a bit. Actually, to be fair, she actually works pretty well in the heat. I think they're a bit wonky. That's better. Today, I wanted to talk about the new, pretty cool looking jizz machine, to quote Baron von Grumble, that has come out of KTM recently, which is the RC8C. Quote me if I'm wrong on that. Basically what it is what I believe to be KTM's taking a step into getting back in proper sports bikes. I'm not talking about the RC390 or whatever. I think it is KTM's first throw into the ocean that they are going back down the sport bike road. In this video I wanted to talk about my thoughts about the bike and what I actually will expect from KTM in the next year or so. And to be honest, it's super exciting. You know me, guys, I'm a big KTM fanboy. I bleed orange. I obviously have a very orange motorcycle. The announcement of the RC8C, I mean, it blew me away in many ways, but I will caveat my excitement just a tad, because I do believe that they're missing out on another golden opportunity, or maybe it's the beginning of something new. So I need to go and get fuel first, because I love my bike. It's whenever it needs petrol, it gets very upset, and it tells me I have trip fuel, so how many kilometers I've done whilst it's been on red fuel, minimum range and a maximum range. But the minimum range and the maximum range are, like, in this case, 30 kilometers apart, which is quite a long time. So we are either going to run out of fuel in 2 kilometers, or we'll run out of fuel in, you know, 30-ish kilometers. So pray for Freddie is what I would say with that regard. And if I drive like that, I'm definitely going to run out of fuel a lot faster. Oh my god. Well, this is a fucking shit show. And Freddie's going to do something illegal. Yeah, definitely pray for Freddie. So this is an RC8, but this is the RC8 with the 1190cc engine. Technically though, it's actually an 1145 cc engine, 1150 or 1145, whatever it is. So technically it's not an 1190, it's 1150-ish. But the RC8C 800cc power plant, parallel twin, I believe it comes from the 890 Duke R, the mini Super Duke. All right, let's put some fuel in this baby. So it comes from the Mini Super Duke, which is a parallel twin engine, which is a great fun bike, don't get me wrong. For me, I don't really understand, like, I'll just initially say this, I don't really understand why they're putting parallel twin engines in race bikes, because to me it means you're kind of missing out on a lot of horsepower potential. I'm just going to fill this bad boy up. Jesus, it's hot right now, I have my visor down. Fuck it, that's enough fuel. 15 euros. Alright, let's go pretend I speak Spanish. Hola, 5 por favor.
Hola, buenas.
Gracias. Hasta luego. So I hate that. I find that actually my bank card is a little bit iffy, probably because it gets so used and abused. But sometimes it's like when you use the contactless, it doesn't work. It goes through, it beeps and all that, and but it just doesn't actually go through. And they always look at you like, you're a poor motherfucker. I'm like, yes. I spent all my money on orange motorcycles. It still has to probably go about 10 or 15 kilometers before the bike actually, like, oh, we have fuel now. Wonderful news. Oh, it's a Tesla, mate. You want to race? Come on, mate. You have got the whole fucking road, cunt. When, you know, you attach to it a massive price tag. I think the bike is about 30 grand. You only put an 800cc parallel twin engine in it. It just For me, that kind of doesn't make sense, just because you can buy a SBK spec superbike like a Fireblade or ZX10 or something that's been completely souped up for about 30 grand. It's going to be a lot more bike. I mean, I understand that the RC8C has a lot of jizzy technical stuff. I think you get adjustable engine braking. There's loads of tech stuff which I just don't have the information on hand in my brain to remember. But it's going to be packed full of really like proper race tech. Yeah, I mean, for 30 grand I probably would have said like, okay, you know, you could at least put like a 1200cc like the Super Duke engine or something similar along those lines in it. But then again, you wouldn't have been able to race it, because I don't think there's a race series which you can enter a 1290 into that's specifically for a 1290 race, you know. Or they could have gone down the other route, which is to put in a V4 and made it 1000cc, and then they would have been able to race it in the majority of superbike races, right? But as they do, you know, the KTM, all their bikes are twins in some manner, or singles indeed, if you want to look at some of the 690s or whatever. But they don't really do any V4s, but the V4 is being used in MotoGP, right? So they have the tech behind it. They could make a V4 engine bike for the road and for us plebs to buy and to go stupidly fast on. Which leads me up to my next point, which I think is what they're probably going to be doing, bringing out this 800cc bike that most people won't be able to afford and doesn't really have any practical value. I think it's more of a marketing thing. I mean, Triumph did the same thing when they brought out the Moto2 spec 765 Daytona, and they kind of kept it all very hush-hush that they were planning to bring out a road version as well, very limited version of on the road. When they did the Moto2 engine and they displayed the track-only version of that bike, obviously you couldn't really buy it, but they did bring out a prototype version, which was a big marketing thing, and then lo and behold, they brought out a very limited production road version that was a lot more expensive than the 675 Daytona. At the end of the day, what KTM's doing here is a similar kind of route, where they're basically looking at look at these old boys. Like, I love this lifestyle in Spain. They're just straight up chilling every single day they're down there. So I think what they're doing is a big marketing ploy here, and I think that we will see a production version of the RC8C, which is, you know, definitely really interesting sort of point in the market to go for road bikes, is the 800cc class. I think KTM will be making a road version of it. Whether or not it looks as amazing as the track only 30 grand version, which looks like a proper GP bike, is yet to be seen. I mean, on the one hand, I really hope it does, because that bike looks incredible. Some people don't like it, but with KTM I always find it's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate the look. I mean, I was already looking around for anyone online who could potentially do a recreation of the fairings, but make it fit on a standard RC8 like this, because I would buy that in a heartbeat. If they made those kinds of like custom fairings for that and made it roadworthy for the RC8 like the standard, oh my gosh, I would be in heaven there. I'm just popping into the Chinese store, because that's where you get all your cool little bits and pieces, supplies around in Spain. All these little Chinese stores that just kind of pop out of nowhere. I need to buy some paper. Not very exciting, sorry guys. I'll be back because I need to put on a mask here. Oh, I'm being followed apparently. He's been waiting for me the whole fucking time outside the post office. Nice old R6. Oh, I love the smell of those old bikes. So that exhaust is huge. He wants to be on TV. I don't know this guy at all. Oh, he's not behind me anymore. Oh well. It was very strange. He just pulled up. It happens quite a lot in Spain. But he's riding his bike, probably has a day off or something. And then he sees my bike outside the post office and wants to have a little chat. Literally, he waited for me the whole time to come out of the post office. And then as I got on the bike, he jumped on his and started following me. Like, it's nice. At the end of the day, like, he just wants to have a bit of a play, I guess. I just don't have time. Sorry, mate. See how hot it is right now, shall we? 35.5. Pretty darn spicy. So this is quite a lot of the industrial region, the county where I live. A lot of it is agriculture, and then you'll get these kinds of like very strange industrial buildings just kind of plonked on there. So they're obviously doing slate manufacturing in there, tiles and things. And then you have someone's farm on the left side. There's just a lot of unused land. Am I allowed to go, or do you want me to? All right, thanks very much. Good job, mate. So, genuinely think though that KTM are going to be bringing out an 800cc version for the road, which is going to be a really fun bike, but I just hope that it has the same kind of look and feel as the one they announced the other day. If you remember back to the launch of the 790, they brought out this prototype which looked the absolute bee's knees. Everyone was just like, oh my god, this is the best bike ever, it looks so cool, I'm gonna buy one. And then the actual 790 came out, and it was an absolute dumpster fire of a looking bike, in my opinion. It's like the retarded ginger cousin who's been forgotten by your family, you know. I get such bad fuel mileage. No doubt, and I'll tell you this now, no doubt someone is going to come in and they're going to put a 1290 engine inside of that frame. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. There'll be someone out there who'll be like, oh, that looks nice, that looks nice, I'm going to put a 1290 engine in that and actually give it a proper power plant. And someone will do it. Someone's already done it for the RC8, so I really wouldn't be surprised. I really would not be surprised. Whoa, 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 whoa. There must have been some chalk on the road there, but my rear tyre just slid out to the left. Wow. Don't indicate, but it's all right. So I'm excited for this bike. It's going to be really cool to see what happens. I do think it is, again, I do think it is a little bit pricey, but at the end of the day, someone's going to buy it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the RC8C. Do you think it's worth the price tag? Ooh, it's a great question. I'm not entirely sure it is. Still, it looks like a cool bike. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.